Hello everybody, I hope everyone's been having a happy fall, and here is my November book recap. Starting off with Warstorm by Victoria Aveyard. I still don't know how to pronounce her name. I think last time I pronounced it Aveyard. This is the final kind of grand finale of the Red Queen series. Now, I'll briefly explain the Red Queen series just so y'all get an idea. Before I specifically talk about this book in the series. So, Red Queen is a dystopian fantasy book, which I haven't really read before, so that was pretty cool, in which society is split between red bloods, which are normal humans, and silver bloods, which are people with these magic power abilities, if you will, and silvers have a very oppressive rule over the reds. Reds are basically just servants to, not basically, they are, they're servants to the reds, and Mare Barrow, the protagonist, finds herself caught in the world between silvers and reds. So if this plot sounds familiar to you, there is unfortunately a book series called Powerless that I think is more popular in spaces like Book Talk. Powerless is a complete copycat of Red Queen. So I just want to go and say that I don't support that book series or its author. As a writer myself, if my work was ever stolen like that, I would be absolutely devastated. If Red Queen has a plot that interests you, you should definitely read it. It's an amazing series. I very much enjoyed them. And yeah, so more on Warstorm. I loved the action in it is really well written. I have a hard time writing action myself, so I'm always impressed when there's a really just well written action scene. The complexity, guys. The characters are so complex, the emotions are complex. Not only the emotions that the characters are feeling, but that you're feeling as the reader. Like I said, I haven't read many fantasy dystopians. This by far would be my favorite. This is the last book in the series, but there is one extra book with 5 novellas and bonus content called Broken Throne. I plan to read that maybe in January, and I'm very excited for it to just see the characters again and really see their happy endings in those novellas. This is a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Like many people, I set a goal on my Goodreads for how many books I was going to read this year, and then life happened, and I am nowhere close, or I was nowhere close my reading goal, so I decided we're going to cram a bunch of smaller books in November, starting with Persepolis, The Story of a Childhood by Marjane Satrapi. This is a graphic novel. It is a pretty powerful, moving story about it's an autobiography from the perspective of a girl growing up in Iran during the Islamic Revolution. To be honest, I've read other graphic novels this year, and I'm not crazy about the art style. So that would be like one thing I didn't care as much for in this book, but it was definitely like it gave me a lot of perspective. I didn't really know much about Iran beforehand, and it was definitely an enjoyable book, 4 out of 5 stars. Next we have Witches, The Absolutely True Tale of Disaster in Salem by Rosalind Shanzer, I believe. This is a very detailed, short little account of the Salem witch trials. First of all, I gotta say, I keep passing by it. I really like the artwork, especially at the beginning. There's little pages where you get to see all the characters. That was a little detail that I liked in this book. It was definitely, there were a lot of people to keep track of, obviously, which could be tricky, but it was helpful having that little thing in the beginning. It's not, compared to the other books I've read this year, I wouldn't say it's like a remarkable book or whatever, but it was enjoyable. I give it like a 3 to 3.5 stars out of 5. Next up, we have Persepolis 2, The Story of a Return, of course, by Marjane Satrapi. Now, because I've already talked about the first one, I probably have less to say about this one. My thoughts are kind of similar on just the storytelling and the art style. To be honest, Marjane isn't as likable as an adult. She definitely made some decisions that were kind of upsetting to me. But of course, this is an autobiography. This is a real person, you know. We all have flaws, and she's just trying to like figure out her own way in life, and of course that comes with making mistakes. I'm glad she got a happier ending than in the first book. 3.5 out of 5 stars. Oh boy. Okay. I finished reading this yesterday, and of course I loved it. I love dystopian. I love George Orwell. And this is just a classic. I say dystopian. I wouldn't really call it a full dystopian, but it is dystopian-like because it is sort of an allegory for Stalin and the Soviet Union. The biggest thing is I just love the flow of it. The structure of the book I think is really well done, and the beat just flowed to the next beat very well. Yeah, I think everyone should read this book. I think it's a very important book. 5 out of 5 stars. Alright, I just finished reading this one like 30 minutes ago. Like I said, I'm rushing to get books read before the end of the year. This is, of course, The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I really enjoyed the narration and writing style. Okay, so I thought the book was enjoyable. I enjoyed the book. I liked it. I don't get the hype. I don't think it was a bad book by any means, but I feel like it's some, like, national treasure, kind of, like, literary genius, like, work, and, I mean, like I said, I enjoyed it. I think it's a little overrated. I mean, yeah, they were definitely, I mean, it was, I don't really know what more to say about it. I still think, you know, people should read it, obviously. It's definitely still a good book. And I mean, I love the kind of 1920s era, like, learning about it. I kept feeling like I was missing something because I was reading it and I was just like, I don't really get it. Like, why this is such an immensely popular book, but it could just be that it's not for me, just not my kind of book. Now, alongside reading all of those, I have been reading Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. That's a little difficult to pronounce, at least with my accent. So this is a collection of essays. You can see each essay under a different section. It's a lot. This book is amazing. This book is absolutely, like, gorgeous. First of all, the writing style, oh my god, it's the most beautiful thing. I guess I'll talk about what it's about, too, also. So Robin Wall Kimmerer is a environmental scientist, I believe a botanist to be specific, and she's also a member of the Potawatomi Nation. Forgive me if I pronounce that incorrectly. So she's a scientist and she's indigenous, so she's blending both of those fields, kind of like this factual field, obviously it's science, and then also this field of, like, ancestral wisdom and indigenous traditions and stories and beliefs and all of this. And like I said, the prose, guys. I just knocked over my notepad. I'm just very passionate. The prose is absolutely beautiful. And I think everyone should read this book. Like, I'd always liked to call myself someone who's pro-environment before reading this, but especially after reading this, like, I want to go run through a field of flowers and, like, appreciate the earth, you know? Like, I want to do something to, like, show my love for, like, the world that we live in. And just take better care of it, like, you know? I'd go as far to, my sister joked that she had a friend whose life kind of changed after reading this book, and I get it. It is kind of a life-changing book. I feel like everyone should read this. It's amazing. So I'm just about halfway through. I try to read, like, at least 1 or 2 essays a day along with my other books. So I'll probably finish it next month. But yeah, that's kind of it. So there are all the books that I've read in November, and I will see you guys next month.